What's up, guys? Jason up, New Year's Revolution. I'm laughing because I'm literally in the smallest bubble. You can see the boxes. No, our children don't get PetSmart stuff for Christmas, but I literally, I'm in a cave here, literally in a little bubble. I don't know. It's going to be weird filming down here for the next couple of months, but that's okay, right? Man, oh man, it's Saturday. It's Jason Nupp in the New 80s Revolution, if you haven't already realized that. It's Saturday, and I'm home alone, and that's good. The children are at a baby shower, a birthday party, and I am home by myself until I think 3 or 3:30. Yeah, and it's about 2:15 when I'm filming this, and I mowed the lawn. I got home at 1 o'clock today, mowed the lawn. Hopefully my final mow of the year. I am, as soon as October hits, as soon as September hits, I want cold weather. I want it in September. I want the weather to shift. I'm not knocking on that climate change door, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry. But I think it was colder in the 80s. I'm just saying. I don't remember wearing shorts in September to school in the 80s. I wouldn't have done that anyway. It was Catholic school. But still, I want it to be cold. I don't want to mow my lawn anymore. I got Halloween blow-ups in the front yard. It's hard to mow around those. I'm sick of it. I'm over it. Mowed the lawn, grabbed a couple, grab some cider from the old donut cider place up the road. Real nice fall feeling. Grab some donuts. They do a 15 dozen at this place, so you get 15 fry cakes for a dozen, right? Whatever. Get the cider to go along with it. I always, it's like a little farm market. I always shop around, and I always come home with something that nobody asked for, and nobody will eat except me, and this time it's jalapeno pickled eggs. I've already sucked down a few of those, as Dusty Rhodes, the egg-sucking dog, would say. I've already sucked down a few of these, and I said, let me go hang out with my family. Let me go hang out with my crew. Saturday memories of LJNs. That's what we're talking about. Yeah. Saturday memories of LJN wrestling superstar figures. Last episode we talked about champions, right? And I'll admit it wasn't as detailed as I would have liked because I can't remember everything. I get so many comments on the channel that say, it's amazing how much stuff you remember. Well, yeah. That's why I got a channel. That's why I'm doing this. I had to do something with all these memories. I hear my dogs crying up. Oh, I think they're at the door. Are they at my door? My dogs came downstairs. I don't know. Another update on the room. We are going to do the room remodel in January. We are going to do it. Over here is the sump pump door that I was talking about, right? If I open it this way, it swings that way. So I literally can't put a shelf in that. I never have been able to put anything in that corner because the door just won't open. The door will like open that much. And that's dangerous when there's a sump pump in there that I might have to get to someday and not know anything what to do with it. But whatever. I'm going to take that door off. I'm going to put a curtain rod type of deal up. Shower rod or something, and I'm going to hang a curtain. And then I can put a bookshelf there. And you say, well, that's only one bookshelf. Well, no, it's not. It's two. I can put one in the corner. I can put one right next to it. I can even put a third if I wanted. That changes this room. That changes the space that I have in this room. In the new year, we're going to have the couch. We're going to have a true large 80s style living room down here. All right, but that's not why you're here. And the people who find the channel randomly will be like, dude, You talk so much. Get to the point. It's like 4 minutes and 58 seconds of you just rambling. Just show us your LJNs, please. That's how they sound. All right. So, as we all did in the 80s, we used this thing called imagination. I don't know where it went. I think it's gone for the most part. But, you know, looking back, we did not have a huge roster of figures. This wasn't like the Mattel days, you know, of now, the Jakks days of yesteryear, where they just banged out everybody on the roster, right? Everybody on the roster has a Mattel figure practically. And so you have rosters of over 100 more, 200 guys to play with, right? But back then, our rosters were not that deep. Even though it feels like they were, they weren't. You know, at any given time, I might have had 20 figures, 24 figures maybe, right? And then there were guys that you just didn't use, or I didn't use, like, you know, George Steele. My doggy's outside the door. Should I get up? I don't want to pause this. Should I get up and get the dog? Was she going to knock into the camera? She's whining outside the door. Should I get the dog? All right, stay here. I'll get the dog. Don't just enjoy the backdrop or whatever. Think about something. I'm going to walk past. Oh, I'm going to bump the camera myself. Yeah, okay. Oh, I hit a present. All right, come on, dog. There you go. There you go. All right, I'm coming back. All right, there we go. All right, we got 2 dogs now. The dogs were whining at the door. There's nobody home for them. Come here. They can't get past. There we go. You can get past the camera. Come here. There we go. There's our puppies. Oh, that was gross. There's our other puppy. Okay. All right. You guys. Yeah, I know. Oh, you're right in there. Oh, hello. Okay. All right. Come on. I'm trying to do a show here. All right. Gonna get by? Okay. Go on. Go play. Over there. There we go. Oh, coming back. All right, anyway, we didn't have deep rosters. And like I said, I didn't use guys like George Steele. I never used Jimmy Snuka. I never used Roddy Piper. I never used Hillbilly Jim that much. So, I feel like I, only had Greg Valentine and Tito Santana and Ricky Steamboat and, Brutus Beefcake wrestling. That's it. Hulk Hogan. So, over the years, I created my own wrestlers, and I created my own factions and tag teams. The tag teams we have talked about aplenty here. As I've said many, many times, the most impressive tag team that I created was the Wild Desperados, which was Mr. Fuji managing Terry Funk and Cowboy Bob Orton. Dominant force in the LJN world. Dominant. The other most proud faction I created was a random 6-man of jobbers. SD Jones, who I renamed Brickhouse Brown, who was basically a WCCW world-class, championship wrestling Texas guy. Brickhouse Brown. Friend of the Von Erichs. And on my TV some weekday afternoon on ESPN, and I stole his name. And that was SD Jones. And I teamed him up with Corporal Kirshner and creatively changed Corporal Kirshner's name to Corporal Mike Kirshner. And then took Don Morocco, who I never used as Don Morocco, and made him Mike Rotundo, who I'm pretty sure I would not have gotten a heel Mike Rotundo idea if it wasn't for... I'm sure this was during like the NWA Varsity Club days when Rotundo was in the Varsity Club. It's true. This is what she does. She just lays back and just relaxes. Oh, yeah. She just likes to lay back and relax and lick my chin. So that 6-man was... Yeah, that 6-man was dominant. Dominant! As far as another tag team I did, and this is also a rename. I teamed again because I used Bruno Sammartino as Bruno Sammartino later in play, probably around 88. But earlier than that, I didn't use him, and I didn't use Jesse Ventura. So again, I had like a main roster of like 8 guys, but I didn't use Jesse Ventura, and so I teamed Jesse Ventura and Bruno Sammartino together and called them Thunder and Lightning. That's right. So Bruno was Thunder, the bulkier of the two, and Jesse Ventura was Lightning. And obviously that's not Jesse Ventura's true, ring persona, but the Jesse Ventura figure was a little taller and a little thinner, and Bruno was kind of the bulkier, stockier powerhouse of the team. And it wasn't Bruno and Jesse, it was Thunder and Lightning. They were two completely different people. You get it? So they were kind of like I wouldn't call them a job tag team, but they were definitely a mid-card at best tag team. Which was fun because like LJN never really gave you any job guys, except SD Jones, but I didn't use him as that. So like, if I wanted to have a fill-in match on the card, I'd have Thunder and Lightning, get crushed by, I don't know, Stud and Bundy or something. Other factions. I think I teamed... I don't know. I think that was it for like creative tag teams. I mean, I did all the other tag teams that you're supposed to do. Stop. The Bulldogs and the Hart Foundation and things like that. Yeah, I think at one point I teamed Kamala and Axe together. But that's later in play. But the Aliases is when I had the most fun. And there's 2 very early Aliases that stand out to me. One was my Roddy Piper figure. Oh, wait, no. That's not the true story. I had a Roddy Piper figure. Okay? I had a Roddy Piper figure. Never played with him because I didn't even like Roddy Piper back then. But it was Roddy Piper. We lived in an apartment complex. And the maintenance man, one of the maintenance men, I don't know. He was friends with my mom. And I came home one day, or he came over, I don't know, whatever. And he's like, I got something for you. And maybe as he was like maintaining the dumpsters or something, or I don't know what he did, he found me another Roddy Piper in the dumpster. And he brought it over. Here you go, kid. Accept me. I'm going to be your dad someday. And it didn't have the kilt or anything, and it was beat up. And I took it, and I all of, I don't know, 10-year-old me, 11-year-old me, probably 10 and a half, started scraping the paint off the shirt because I was going to repaint the Roddy Piper. And how does a 10-year-old scrape paint off? With a knife, obviously, with like a kitchen knife. And so the Roddy Piper had like all these scratch marks in him. All these scratch marks. And then I got like, I don't know, the most basic oil paint or something, I don't know. And it was light blue. And maybe that's the only one we had left over from the Crayola Caddy or something, I don't know. And I very 10-year-old-y painted a blue t-shirt on this scratched up, dug up Roddy Piper. And like he kept the boots and the trunks and everything. I didn't touch those. I just painted the t-shirt blue. And then for absolutely no reason at all, other than I just had watched him on, again, world-class championship wrestling, I renamed the painted, scratched, beat-up Roddy Piper. I named him Red River Jack. And I think Red River Jack was Bruiser Brody, I think, under a mask in world class due to some suspension or something like that, some angle. But I liked the Red River Jack name. So I renamed my painted dumpster dive find by, you know, one of my potential stepfathers. Not really. I think he was just a couple weeks. I renamed him Red River Jack. That was my first alias. My first custom. How about that, XOX? Beat that. Actually, I should get her to make me a Red River Jack. Like the way I did it. Just paint the t-shirt blue. And scratch it up with a knife. That was my first alias. And his finishing move was a front flip onto the guy off the second rope. Sure, because you got to be creative. Not the top rope, the second rope. So Red River Jack would do a front flip onto the guy from the second rope. My other second earliest custom or alias that I can remember is not really well, I guess it's an alias. It's certainly not a custom. I didn't use Jimmy Snuka. And about the time that Siva Afi came into the WWF, really fly-by-night Jimmy Snuka replacement, 86 or so. I just changed over Jimmy Snuka to CV Afi. And then I could use this figure because CV Afi could be a very, very, very low to mid-carder. And I could beat up on, I had another job guy. So CV Afi was Jimmy Snuka. Okay, from there, I've told you this before, Captain Lou was a low to mid-card worker named the Executioner. I did nothing with him. It was still Captain Lou, and he was the Executioner. And that's it. He wouldn't win much. He was a bad guy, but he was the Executioner. I never used Paul Orndorff as Paulo. Yes, you're so needy. Touch me, pet me. I never used Paul Orndorff as Paul Orndorff. And so, again, all of 11-year-old dumb me took a pen and drew Ultimate Warrior face paint on Paul Orndorff with a pen. And that's it. There's the Ultimate Warrior. Little bit of face paint on the Ultimate Warrior. Or on Paul Orndorff is the Ultimate Warrior. Here's one that just hit me as I'm sitting here. I took the British Bulldogs, and I don't know why I would do this to the British Bulldogs, because I loved using them. But I took the British Bulldogs, and I drew face paint on them as well with a pen and renamed them, you ready for this? The tiny little British Bulldogs with a little bit of face paint on them were known as the Samoan SWAT team. Yes, and I just remembered that just now. I don't know how it happened. Might have been another stepdad dumpster dive, but I had a second junkyard dog. I had 2 junkyard dogs. This is my least proud moment. But I had 2 junkyard dogs, and I just simply renamed the second junkyard dog Jukin Yard Dog. Yeah. Jukin Yard Dog. And he teamed with his brother, Junkyard Dog. That's it. Jukin Yard Dog teamed with Junkyard Dog. Identical figures. But there you go. Let me take a look behind me. See what else I might have done. Ted Arcidi. Ted Arcidi was absolutely Dr. Death Steve Williams. Back before I obviously knew XOX. Back before we got an actual Dr. Death Steve Williams. My Ted Arcidi was Dr. Death Steve Williams. And this is towards the end of play. This is like 88, 89-ish. Used him a lot. Used him a lot. As a bad guy, that's a good figure. That's a good tough guy figure. And I can probably say that that's about it. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Those are the aliases. Those are the factions. Creativity, my friends. Creativity. Scrape the paint off of I think I used nail polish remover and a knife to just hack the paint off of Roddy Piper so I could rename him Red River Jack. I hope you're watching this, XOX. Hit me for Christmas. Come on. Bust me up a Roddy Piper. Scrape him up. Give him a very, very rough baby blue t-shirt. Send him my way. Red River Jack. Bring my childhood back to life. All right. That's it, folks. That's Memories of LJN. I've got to somehow crawl out of this cave. And the dog is licking its paw incessantly. We'll have to take a look at that. Hopefully there's nothing in there. I'm going to go eat another jalapeno egg. It's a fine Saturday here. And we'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you Sunday. I don't know with what. I haven't figured it out yet. Maybe my VHS horror tapes I'll take a quick look at. Let's do that. We'll take a quick look at my VHS horror tapes tomorrow. I don't have a lot, but they're there. I just looked over at them. We'll do that. All right, that's all. Good night now.